Okay, guys, a lot of you in the training yesterday asked me how I made my Schoology course. And I should have had it ready to go for you. But here are my courses. When I click on this 7th grade course, this is one that I have completely finished and have kind of running like I want it to. When I click on this 7th grade course, you'll notice most of them come up blank, but mine has my Bitmoji classroom at the top, which is totally unnecessary. It's just something fun and it makes your Schoology pages look pretty. I also have created these buttons that my students can use, and I've linked those buttons. So, like I can have students click on my buttons, and it should take them to the different things that I've created for them to look at, and it makes it really easy to navigate. So there's the About Me. They can, still working on the digital etiquette. If they click right here, it pulls up their email. They can email me. Here is school calendar. That takes them directly to the school calendar. They're all linked, and I teach 7th and 8th grade, so it's going to make it much easier for those kids to navigate my course. When they click the Schoology 101 here, that's where they see the Schoology PowerPoint that I put together that I shared with you that you have access to, and you're more than welcome to use it as long as you make a copy and don't edit mine. Also, when you're saving things like this, make sure you save it as a web page, because if I were to just upload this as Google Slides, they would have a hard time with that and they would try to edit it. So if you want to use this, feel free. All you'll have to do is I shared the slides version with you. You'll have to take out my Bitmoji. You'll want to change the first where it says Miss Becker, and you're more than welcome to use it. So, anyways, that's what my buttons do. For 7th and 8th graders, it's going to be so helpful to be able to click, and I don't have this linked because I don't have my course set up exactly like I want it as far as what I'm teaching each day. But what mine is going to do is I'm going to link this button here that says Monday to the folder where they're going to pull their assignment from Monday. That way they never have to go down here and access part of this class. They're not having to deal with any of these tabs. Not only does it look nice, but it's really, really functional, especially for those kids like 4th through 8th grade. And if we're being honest, there are going to be some high schoolers that have issues navigating Schoology too. I think it's user friendly, but these buttons make it really foolproof, honestly. So once I get my course set up, they'll be able to just click the buttons here, and it's going to take them to exactly what they're going to be doing for that day. I created it in Google Drawings. Up until about 2 weeks ago, I did not know that Google Drawings was even a thing, but it is extremely helpful. So what we're going to do to get started, I'm going to teach you how I did this in this video, and then in the next video that I share with you, I'm going to show you how to embed this into your Schoology course. You are more than welcome to use my entire Bitmoji classroom and all of my buttons. Like we said in the meeting today, we got to help each other, guys. It's going to be a long year, and we don't need, honestly, at this point, if you haven't started, we don't need to spend a whole lot of time creating a classroom and creating buttons. Please feel free to use mine. If this is not a classroom that you like, a lot of you have already created one, you can add yours. Or if you want to start from scratch, we're going to go to Google Drawings. So you're just going to go to docs.google.com/drawings. That's docs.google.com/drawings. All right, I suggest that you save your Bitmoji classroom as a JPEG or a PNG. That way, when you upload it, students don't have to wait for all those individual images to load. And when they have a slow internet connection, that's going to take a while. But if you just have that saved as a JPEG, it's going to be really easy. So I'm going to go to Insert Image, and I've got it on my drive, and I'm just going to build a whole new course. This is a Bitmoji classroom I created that I didn't like, and so I just decided not to use it. I'm going to go ahead and make that just a little smaller. I said I was. There we go. I'm going to make that a little smaller. And now I want to insert some buttons. Actually, that's going to bother me if I don't go ahead and enter that. All right, so I'm going to go up here to insert a shape. Whatever shape you want your buttons to be, this time I think I'm just going to use this rounded rectangle here. But you can draw in your buttons. If you have a hard time getting them to be equidistant from each other, put a table in there just like you would in Google Docs, and then you can edit your buttons. So let's say I don't like that blue color and I want it to match my Google Classroom or my Bitmoji Classroom. Let's say that I want to make them red. I can do that. Now I just want to copy and paste that button so that I'm creating more. All you're doing, we call these buttons, there's nothing special about them other than you're hyperlinking them so that when students click there, they're really just clicking on a link. And I'm not going to be repetitive. I'm just going to leave these here. All right, so in Google Drawings, if you'll just double click, you don't have to add a text box. It's adding that for you. All right, so I want to change the color of my text. I'm just going to type white. Let's say I want this one to be email me. And of course, you can go back up here and change the font, the size, make it bold, whatever you want to do. I'm not going to do all of that. I am going to center it because I want to spend time showing you how to hyperlink them. So I've got email me. Let's say that this one I want to, I just want it to be the Lauderdale County Schools calendar. And we're just going to leave that one blank. You'll get the gist of that. So let's say that I want to link the school calendar. So I want to insert a link. First, I need to go up here and find the calendar. So I'm going to go to the school web page. I'm going to go down to the school calendar here. They've made it pretty easy to find. And I just want to insert a link. All right, I want my text to still read school calendar. I don't want it to be this web address, and I want to apply it. And you're going to notice it turns it blue. I don't want it to be blue. I want it to be white, and I probably should have waited and done all that at the end. But that is how you hyperlink your buttons. One thing I do suggest, let's see what I've got here. This was just something we used in our math teacher training today. This is nothing I'm going to need again. So what I do suggest you do, let's say that I wanted to add this to my Bitmoji Classroom. Like I said, don't leave it in Google Slides. I want to file, publish to the web, or download. I thought you had the option download as a web page, but let's just publish it to the web. All right, so I want the link. I'm just going to make this every minute because they're going to click before they do that. And then you're going to click publish. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Here's the link I want. So I want to copy that. I'm going to go back here and I'll say that this was going to be math training because that's what that document was. You would not want to put that in your course. But I want to hyperlink it. And I want to link it to that page there. Once again, I want that to be white. I want it to match the rest of my text. And I want to take away that underline and center it. So when your students, when this does go live and they click on it, this is what it will look like instead of looking like those slides. You'll see that it is more like a web page now. And they can't edit that. So make sure when you do share something that's a doc, you either save it as a PDF or publish it to the web. Same thing with your slides there. Last thing that's super helpful, when you can create as many buttons as you want. It doesn't matter. Like I said, in the next video, I'm going to show you how to embed that into your Schoology course. But one thing that you do want to remember is that when I want to edit my Schoology page, let's go back to my original here. When I want to edit this, I never have to edit anything in Schoology. I go back to where I've saved this here, and I edit it in my Google Draw. So if I want to, can't talk anymore. Let's say I decide I don't want to link to IXL anymore. I want to have a link to Desmos. All right, I'm not going to bother with that. I'll refresh here. Actually, it already did refresh. So I'm going to go back to my Schoology page. And when this does refresh, you should see that IXL has now changed to Desmos in my Schoology page. You should. I feel nervous waiting on it. And it did. So you never have to edit anything in your Google or in your Schoology page. You're always going back to your Google Draw to edit. So go ahead, spend some time, get this set up like you like it, and then I will show you how to embed that into your Schoology page.